GarageKing here, and today I'm going to do a non-automotive video. I'm going to show you how to fix your charging cable on your Apple cord. I use an Apple for all my editing. Everyone knows these go bad. So here's the cord. You can see it's just awful, and if we follow the cord down to here, we can see this side is actually okay. So that's good. Now we don't have to test our cord because, as you can see there, put it in the shadow and you can see the light is on. So we know it's working. It's just the insulation on the outside is all cracked, but the cord may stop working if it keeps wiggling like this. So what I'm gonna try to do is just cut all this off and then put some heat shrink over there if we can get it there, just to make it stronger. And then worst case scenario, if it all goes south, I did order a new cord. So here's my backup cord, just in case we do need it. I ordered this online. This goes into the brick part. Should be no stranger to you all. This is what a cord looks like. Hopefully I don't have to take the brick apart and actually solder this new piece in. I'm really hoping I don't. So let's heat shrink the existing cord and hopefully that works and we don't have to use this. Close up of our cord here, you can see there's the steel inside, slowly coming apart. So what I want to do is just get rid of this excess part here. We're gonna have to either pull or cut it off. Let me see if I can just cut some of it off. Now we don't want to cut our actual cord, but there we go. We can just snip off the excess and just trim it. Okay, so we have 6 mil. What we're gonna do is we are going to cut it and then just try to do our resizing thing. Now this should stretch a little bit more because the bigger heat shrink tubing you go, the thicker the wall is. So we're just gonna try to stretch this one out. Now double walled might even work better, but it might be harder to stretch because this is just single wall heat shrink tubing. And there we go. You can see what I've done. You can see it's actually already over right there. We just gotta keep working it on and then we'll see how much it actually shrinks down, if it's even worth it or not. There we go. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna heat this one up slowly and we're going to see how much it's gonna shrink back down, if anything, to help. So let's see, let's get out our heat gun. And there you can see it actually, it's pretty good. Now what I want to do is put another one because this one's just too thin. So if I can slide another one over, it'll get even tighter and then I'll back the new one up to there. So yeah, let's put another one on. So I'm doing the next one and you can see as I slide it up, it's easier and easier to do because the pliers get wider and wider, so it stretches it. The other thing I noticed is the first one that I put on, you can see it's fairly long. I was lucky. I'm doing another one right here and it's a bit shorter and it's quite a bit easier to work with. So I'm almost wondering if it's easier to work in shorter pieces and then just do multiple pieces, because really your laptop, it's not like it's going underwater or anything. The heat shrink is just preventing the hose from bending. So that's the biggest thing. So it might be easier just to work into shorter pieces. So I'm gonna try this. This is a bit of a shorter piece now. Still the same 6 millimeter diameter tubing. And then at the end, once I get a few of these on, I'll probably take 7 mil because that's even bigger. It'll be easier to work with. And then maybe I'll just cover the whole thing and we'll see how that works out. And this one here, I rushed it a bit. I split it, but at the same time, I was able to at least, there we go, we can pull it over, so that's good. Now with this, we can either choose we can choose to cut it off, but you know what? It's on there anyway. It's just gonna shrink down. It doesn't really matter. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put this one right here, and what that'll do is it's gonna just make it a little more thicker. I want this part to be thicker, so when I finally put the 6 or well, maybe I'll even go to 8 mil on the end, I want this diameter to be bigger. So these are the hard ones. We're just basically building it up. That's all we're gonna do. So we're gonna shrink this one down right now. And there we go. Now we have our second one put on. All right, so I got a few pieces on to sort of build it up. You can see how they split, but it didn't really matter because as long as they're on here building it up, that's what counts, because then I'm gonna put the new bigger piece on. Now, unfortunately, I didn't have a 7 mil, so I'm going to use an 8, because these ones are 6 mil, so I really wanted to go up only 1 millimeter, but I'll use the 8 and let's see how it works. I mean, worst case scenario, I mean, I was gonna just get rid of this thing anyway, so let's do it for a little science experiment. So let's take our 8 millimeter. All right, so we are all done. And if we take a look, we can see we have a gap there. There you go, you can see we have a bit of a gap there. But that's okay, because we actually reinforced it with the 6 millimeter in here, so it's not gonna bend. So this extension here, that little bit of a gap, that's fine. It's still gonna prevent it from bending. And then up here you can see it's nice and tight, the way it crimped on nice and tight. So anyway, let's go plug it into the computer and see if it works. Okay, here's our moment here. Let's see, and I know it's kind of scratched up there. That was from using the screwdriver, but hey, let's see if it works. There we go. And it is working. So that's awesome. And now our cord is repaired a bit and we'll get a little bit more life out of it. Awesome. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. I know it wasn't a car video, but it was something different and I had to fix my laptop. So I thought maybe, you know, do this and share it with you guys. Okay, have a good one. GarageKing over and out. Be sure to subscribe.